We thank you for coming over on short notice, and without much ado, we give to you our Chief of the Philippine National Police, Police Director General Alan Amadwin Purisima, for the opening statement.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is about the Operation Strike Back. This was conducted yesterday at 3:30 by joint elements of different units by the Power Commission, by the Police Scotland, Interpol, Hong Kong Police, Singapore Police, U.S. Homeland Security Investigation, Child Exploitation, Online Protection, and Australian Federal Police. So the Philippine National Police, through anti-cybercrime group headed by its Director of Police Senior Superintendent Gilbert Sosa, announced Operation Strike Back on April 30, 2014, arresting 58 suspects for sex extortion activity and confiscated 268 pieces of electronic evidence simultaneously in Bicol Region, in Laguna, Taguig City, and in Bulacan. Operation Strike Back highlights a strong international operation, collaboration, and coordination in dealing with cybercrime. As I have mentioned earlier, it was composed of different law enforcement units: the Power Commission, Department of Justice, Scotland Police, Interpol, Hong Kong Police, Singapore Police, U.S. Homeland Security, Investigation of Child Exploitation, Online Protection, and Australian Federal Police. So, achieve those results. The operation stemmed from the first Interpol Eurasian Working Group meeting in Singapore in November 2013 that highlights the growing number for extortion victims in Hong Kong, Indonesia, Singapore, Philippines, United Kingdom, and the United States, with the potential victims in Australia, Korea, and Malaysia. The meeting resulted in the formulation of a joint investigation model to combat increasing sextortion cases worldwide. This was followed by intelligence sharing between cybercrime departments of involved countries and some social networking sites that link victims and cybercrime cases among these countries. Hence, a second operational meeting in Singapore was held in March by the Interpol Digital Crime Center, also participated by payment systems and judicial representatives. The suspects arrested in Laguna and Taguig City, namely Vincent Gregory Bravo, alias Archie, alias Gian Tulin, and Jomar Palacio, alias Park Jiman, were responsible in the financial extortion of victims in the United Kingdom. That's why we have our two ambassadors here with us this morning. While Bulacan Group arrested Aldrin Villamonte, General C. Matuguina, and Amoros O. de la Cruz in Barangay Bosong, San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. The Bicol Group is an organized group engaged in this kind of activity, covering under the company Moneymaker Portal Web Solutions, located in Naga City, Moneymaker Portal Web Solutions, located in Litmanan, Moneybuilder Web Marketing Solutions, located in Nabua, and Mocabytes Web Solutions, located in Legazpi City. So crime indeed does not pay, because the law will eventually catch up to the criminals, and even if they commit crimes with the use of information communications technology or the internet. With the joint effort of Interpol partners, PAO Commission, DOJ, and PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group, the service of 15 warrants under the popular strike back resulted in the arrest of 3 suspects from Laguna, Taguig City, 3 from Bulacan Group, and 52 from the Bicol Group. The 58 suspects were already subjected to inquest proceedings. For those suspects who were not present during the service of warrants, they will be proceeded against through the regular filing of cases and follow-up investigation based on the evidence of this case. The modus operandi of this group is to create an online account from the social networking sites and other online services under the name of a lady with the purpose of placating and attracting prospective clients, especially all male individuals abroad. Once they created this account, they will pose as young, attractive females armed with a storage drive with stored pornographic materials. After getting acquainted with the victims and successful exchange of online chat conversations, they will invite and further entice their would-be victims to use video call to engage in cyber sex, and this will be recorded unknown to the victim. So the recorded cyber sex materials are then used to extort money ranging from $500 to $2,000 from the victim, and will threaten the latter to upload the recorded cyber sex act and send to his relatives and friends. If he will not pay the demand, and if the victim succeeds, the money will be sent through the Western Union, Philippines, with the promise that the recorded video will be deleted. Suspects arrested in Laguna and Taguig City were charged for violation of Access Devices Regulation Act, that is Republic Act 8484, and Anti-Child Pornography Act, Republic Act 9775. Suspects in Bulacan were charged in violation of Republic Act 8484 and robbery extortion. For those arrested in Bicol, charges are being readied for the violation of Republic Act 8484 and violation of Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, particularly cyber sex. Operation Strike Back provided the opportunity for information sharing and continuous collaboration, cooperation, and coordination among our international and local partners in addressing cybercrime. In effect, we have attained a high-impact result to counter the Philippines labeled as sextortion capital of the world. We have some advisories against sextortion. Be aware that anything you do in the internet, including video and voice calls, can be recorded. Never use your webcam to video call someone you do not know. Be cautious about people you meet online. People you meet online may not be who they seem to be, because there are a lot of fake accounts online. Revealing of personal details online is extremely risky. Be aware that this type of scam is blackmail and it is illegal. Report to the nearest PNP or PNP anti-crime group through our hotline 414-1560 or email us at acg.pnp.gov.ph. Block their email and their accounts from all networks. Cease all contact with the scammer. Scammers often seek soft targets so they can move if you do not respond. Be suspicious of any new or unusual friend request. Save the scammer's details, emails, content, comment threads, and other evidence you have from them. And for the extortion attempt, this can be done with screenshots of taking a photo with your phone. Paying scammers and extortionists is never encouraged. Once you have paid, there is nothing preventing them from targeting you again and compromise your computer. Think before you click. So, gentlemen, we are now, ladies, we are now ready for questions. If you are ready, and I have here the Senior Superintendent Susan to answer all your questions and other parts.
Sir, with your permission, sir, the other members of the panel would also want to make a brief statement. To begin with, sir, the Ambassador of the United Kingdom to the Philippines, His Excellency Asif Ahmad, will make a statement.
Mr. General Purisima, colleagues and friends from the International Law Enforcement Agencies, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, can I offer my congratulations to the Philippine National Police for executing a whole range of arrests after months and months of meticulous work that has involved many partners throughout the world, the region in particular, Interpol, and indeed police Scotland. I should also acknowledge the role and the collaboration, the active collaboration of social media sites, because without their help, some of this would not have been possible. This is not an issue directly involving the Philippines exclusively. Cybercrime is international and is an international problem. It respects no nationality or borders. We are all potential victims of cybercrime. None of us are immune. What it requires is what you've seen today. Governments who are committed to action, international cooperation, and then local enforcement. The internet is a British invention which has brought great things over the last 25 years. It is generally a force for good. But there are criminals who use it and abuse it for their evil purposes. Fraud, and in particular abuse of children, is a serious and growing problem. And children who use the internet require safeguards, not only from their relatives and friends, but also from government and other authorities. The United Kingdom has been on the forefront of action on cybercrime, and our police force, and in particular the Child Exploitation Online Protection Centre, CEOP, have been doing work not only in the UK, but here in the region as well, and the collaboration and cooperation that we have here is much appreciated. I'd like to thank each and every person who's been involved in this major operation and for the expeditious handling of the cases that will now go forward. What is important is that the evidence is preserved, that there is a clear trail that leads to every single suspect, that they are given like judicial treatment that is equal to all. But ultimately, we want people who are convicted of cybercrime to be put away, and so it acts as a deterrent. No one, anywhere, who perpetrates this crime is safe, and the United Kingdom will be at the forefront of this fight.
Thank you, sir. This juncture, we will now hear from Sanjay Birman, of the Director of Interpol.
Honorable Chief, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Philippines National Police and their anti-cybercrime group for their professionalism and dedication and without cooperation and efforts, we would not be here today. This operation would not have been the success it is. It is important to highlight that while the arrests made this week were made here in the Philippines, these crimes are not limited to any one country and nor are the victims. This is why international cooperation in investigating these crimes is essential, and Interpol is proud to play a role in Operation Strikeback. The scale of these extortion networks is massive, and run with just one goal in mind: to make money regardless of the terrible emotional damage they inflict on their victims. The internet is a reflection of society, both good and bad, and just as in the real world, police are committed to catching criminals, this is equally true of the virtual world. This operation shows that there is no hiding place, and no matter where criminals carry out their crimes or try to hide behind the anonymity of the internet, law enforcement is equally determined in their efforts to track them down and bring them to justice. When Interpol's Global Complex renovation officially opens its door in Singapore later this year, This would provide an opportunity for all of our 190 member countries to work even more closely together in tackling all forms of cybercrime. The success of Operation Strikeback, supported by the Interpol Digital Crime Center, is just a taste of things to come. And I'd once again like to thank the Philippine National Police and all our partners for their outstanding cooperation, and look forward to working with them again in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will hear a short message also from William Moro, U.S. ICE HSI Attaché Manila.
Possible. I want to thank the Philippine National Police for leading this investigation and for all of the hard work that they've done in this case. And I'd like to say one thing to those people that are still engaged in this type of activity, be it in the Philippines, the United States, or the United Kingdom. You better be prepared for the consequences of your actions. As you can see, we made a commitment to work together. You will be caught, you will be held accountable for your actions.
Thank you, sir. And a message from Gary Cunningham of Scotland Police.
Good morning. I obviously represent East Scotland, but I'm not just here to represent East Scotland. I'm here to represent Daniel Perry's family as well. Daniel Perry was a young boy who engaged in a web chat, and little did he know that that web chat would be recorded and threats made to broadcast it worldwide. This ultimately led to him taking his own life. We've been progressing investigations, and with the support of Interpol, of the US Homeland Security, of CEOPS, like the National Crime Agency, and ultimately of the Philippines National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group and the Philippines Department of Justice, we have progressed investigations over here. Several arrests have been made, and it has been our job to act as observers to identify any evidence which can take us that step forward to proving a case against the individuals responsible for the death of Daniel Perry. Again, Daniel Perry's family have been kept up to date throughout our investigations and are extremely supportive of the global investigation taking place. It goes to show that although there are global victims and global suspects, the global investigations that we can put together and show that Operation Strikeback can be extremely effective in bringing justice to the individuals that have fallen victim to these crimes.
Thank you, sir. And now a message finally from Chief Inspector Luis Juan, Hong Kong Police.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Hong Kong Police Force welcome the success of these operations and glad that the efforts paid by all the parties involved finally paid off. Amongst all the arrested persons in the operation, some of them are believed to be responsible for the cases reported in Hong Kong. And from the information obtained in these operations, we know that there are other persons involved as well. Therefore, I think that this is just the beginning. The effort will be continuous, and we hope that we can bring a clear message to the persons involved in such kind of online blackmail activity that we will definitely continue to pursue. The Hong Kong Police Force will continue to support all the partners, including the Interpol, Philippine National Police, to bring the persons, the criminals in sex extortions to justice in the near future. I'm sure that there will be further successes and further successful operations in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. At this juncture, we will now proceed with the open forum. For those who are new here, I am Police Chief Superintendent Raven Sindak. I am the Chief of the Public Information Office for the PNP. And we have a staff around who will be accepting your priorities in asking the question. Kindly state your name, your media or agency, and also, of course, the person you would like to address your question to. Just submit your names to the members of our staff. The first topic, of course, will be on the subject matter. And the first question is Ms. Cecil Suerte Felipe of the Philippine Star.
Yes, good morning. Cecil Suerte Felipe from the Philippine Star. To General Soto of the PNP, how do did you establish these three activities, knowing that this crime is only between the victim and the suspect?
Actually, the attention of the Philippine National Police was called during the first Europe-Asian Interpol meeting in Singapore. So there was a briefing that there is a high incidence of sex extortion activities in the Philippines. We have a special meeting with the concerned countries, and from then on, there was an information sharing between the law enforcement agency. We also have participation of some payment agencies involved. So it's a product of 6 months surveillance, information sharing, and online investigation. So it's a continuous. Actually, this operation does not end sa operation, but this will be continuous because we still have a lot of targets and suspects to be pursued with.
Excuse to our foreign visitor. Sir, how did you establish paano natin ang pinpoint? How did we pinpoint the certain person is parang offering this cyber sex and eventually develop into sextortion?
Actually, they show you the modus operandi, how it runs from the creation of Facebook accounts. Because we are able to establish some IP address of these suspects. Second, sa payment, they are receiving payments, yung mga extortion money. So may mga tracking, may mga money trail dyan, that we call money trail that we pursue. So we have collected the IP address, the money trail, the information shared to us, and plus yung online investigation natin na ginawa. And we from all those activities and all those data na pinpoint namin yung mga suspects na.
Okay. Last, sir. Ambassador Ahmad mentioned that, sorry pa din. Do we have the capability to, he mentioned kasi that the evidence is important in this case. Does the PNP has the capability of maintaining and ensuring the integrity of this evidence?
Yes, actually, we have forensic examiners. Long been ago, when we created the cybercrime unit, the protocol of preserving evidence is already part of our protocol or part of our rules of engagement. So we observe strictly internationally standard rules on preservation of electronic evidence.
Okay, thank you. The next question will come from Cecil Morelia.
How many victims that you know, and what is the significance of these operations, sextortion operations being run out of the Philippines?
There are more than 100 victims. I cannot give you the exact number, but there are a lot of victims, not only coming from one country, but from different countries in Asia and around the world. Marami po kaming list. We have a lot of lists, pero I cannot have the exact numbers, but it's running to more than hundreds.
And the significance of the Philippines being a center of this?
If you look at the history of the sextortion, it involves dati selling of chat links. But when they found out that sextortion is more lucrative, so most of the agents went into sextortion activities. You can see the Bicol group is an organized sextortion. It's a call center type. Pero yung Bicol and Bulacan, individual house-to-house operation na yan. Because, but they have computers.
What I wanted to ask, sir, is what is our comparative advantage in this line of business? Why are Filipinos very good at this?
I can answer you directly the comparative advantage. But there are countries also that have sex extortion suspects and victims, and I cannot talk or comment about the suspects from other countries, but I can talk only about suspects in the Philippines, but the primary consideration here is, of course, it's very lucrative business. It's a lucrative business.
Okay, now we have Jim Gomez from the Associated Press.
Can I just add to that, please?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Just from a police Scotland perspective, when you asked about protection of the Philippines, this isn't just how we orientate to the Philippines, this is worldwide. It's completely global. And so I think we have to actually acknowledge the fact that Philippines National Police are taking the proactive step to address it from their country's perspective, because from all other investigations, it's global. There's global suspects, there's global victims, and to pull this operation together is really proactive for the Philippines, and they should be applauded for that. And also in respect of production, handling and evidence, we were allowed as observers and from a police perspective to go and see the standard of production, the standard of evidence handling was commendable, which shows great confidence that all the suspects that have been arrested, the evidence that has been obtained has been well handled and now can be examined to obtain further evidence to support charges against these individuals.
Thank you, sir. Are there any more you would like to add? Okay, now we have Jim Gomez of the Associated Press.
Or any other officials. Sir, you mentioned that you were tracking the money trail of the suspects. Can you give us an idea how much money was taken from the victims, from the Philippine-based syndicates? And you mentioned that 58 suspects have been arrested, but can you give us an idea of the extent of the operations of the syndicates and whether some other suspects remain at large and continue to operate?
Actually, the operations is been ongoing for the past 3 or 4 years. And as to the money, the suspect has already amassed. We don't have the exact amount of that, but we have a certain volume of transactions that were sent into a money remittance company that led us to the following, to the suspect that we arrested.
What's that volume, sir?
Iba-ibang volume, but it's running to millions of pesos. It's a case-to-case basis because on the part of the Tulin and the Bulacan, the Taguig and Laguna area, it's not so much money because malit na grupo yan. But on the part of the Bicol group, it's an organized one, including the payment system. They have already devised a payment system wherein you cannot just track it easily because they employ some e-payment system methods. So the money that we have as our evidence is not reflective of the overall money that they amass. The money in our investigation, the money trail that we are following are only provide us leads that the rest of suspects are really involved in this type of criminal activities. Pero hindi namin alam yung total amount na nakita nila because sinabi ko nga, they have been operating for the past 3 or 4 years.
Would you say that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and how many other suspects remain at large and continue to operate?
We are still investigating, but we hope to believe na marami pa tayo mga suspect na nahabulin dito.
We now go to we now go to Manny Mogato operators.
Sir, can you give us a demographic profile of the victims? What age, what jobs, and what economic society are they being targeted? And is there a particular website that the victims get into for this activity?
With regard to the victims, the ranges from different ages. There are mga bata, there are teenagers, there are young people, and there are even older people. So, that's it, caters to everyone.
Okay. Is there any particular website that they go into, or social media, Facebook.
We have already stated that in our brief that they use Facebook to contact you, they befriend you, then they engage you. That's what they do.
Okay, Dolan Castro, ABS-CBN. Mediator, pass. Okay, Sam Walker from the Scottish Santee.
What's the youngest victim in the UK? Quite a lot towards Gary, and what impact has had in the UK and Scotland? How many victims do you know of? It was Daniel the first, and is he the only person to die as a result of this, or have been other cases where young people have killed themselves as a result of being a victim of this sex assault?
A lot of these details I'm going to have to hand. We got a close link in with Child Exploitation Alliance, SEAL, National Crime Agency. They're the ones that can provide that information to you. So I suggest at a later stage you can actually ask them some questions and details you want about the number of child victims and additional suicides. We've just obviously concentrated on our investigations on the Daniel Perry side of things. That investigation, we know there are other victims in the UK, throughout the world, but in respect of Daniel taking his life as a result of being a victim, that's what our investigation has been concentrated on. And as you know, at the time of his death, he was 17 years old.
So is Daniel the youngest?
I'm certain.
Yes. Okay, we now have next question coming from Marisol Abdul-Rahman of GMA 7.
Sir, how long this has been going on? Although we understand this is really global, but why are we zeroing in up here in the Philippines? How worse really is this one? Also, you mentioned you are filing a case of anti-child pornography. Like, we're talking here of how young are the suspects who are victims?
You will notice in the presentations, these are some of them are minors. So there are victims here who are minors. There are also perpetrators of maybe minors. So we are looking at it in a way that we should be covering everything. Because in some areas there are like what was mentioned, that is now organized. So people who are victim persons, we won't find colleagues of the people. So
Can I just add that the exploitation, blackmail and extortion is not new. It has been going on for hundreds of years. I think it's the prevalence of the internet and the more transactional processes that are now available. All things that were invented for good reasons are being exploited. The fact that there's that instant messaging chat and commercial provision of services that require payment, it simply means that a new avenue, which is global and universal, has become accessible, whereas before it had to be much more interpersonal. But over here and other places, even the simple mobile telephone has become a source of exploitation. So I don't think we should really think that this is some new phenomenon. This is a new structure and infrastructure that criminals are exploiting. On the plus side, the fingerprints that are digital, once you're on the case, are easier to follow, and you can actually follow the trail throughout the world. And that is why our colleagues here are sending this message. If people are involved in this crime, you're leaving digital fingerprints, which we will then pursue.
I also think it's important to keep in mind that there are probably a large number of victims that have yet to get identified because of the nature of this crime. Experience. So I think that in the future we'll be able to identify many more.
Thank you, sir. And now we'll have a question from Simon Corenday, National Public Radio.
Good morning, Director Sosa. I have follow-up questions to two numbers that you had given. You said the numbers are running millions of pesos or billions?
Millions of pesos.
And then also that the victims run in the
Actually, that is my initial estimate, but the number might be greater than that because it's a worldwide problem, and we haven't yet. I think Interpol haven't yet collated as the numbers of total victims and numbers of possible suspects. So as our colleagues from ICE mentioned, all the victims have not reported yet this type of experience they had. So marami pa rin yung sinasabi nating silent victim na hindi pa nag-report.
And another question, did you find that there was anyone operating behind these groups? Are they all operating separately, or is there one or two people you can link them all to?
It's an organized group, but it means by area, but there is no something as a national one group that operates, a syndicate with nationwide scale, but it's more of a area group, something like that.
Okay. We have two more questions on the. We have room for two more questions on the subject. Meanwhile, we have Edwin Seridan from the who's the next question.
General Policeman, you mentioned Facebook as one of the social media being used in this illegal activity. And what's being done by the Interpol? Is there any effort to get in touch with Facebook and let them know that their website is being used for this activity?
Actually, everything is being done. That's why we have conferences, we have meetings internationally. We communicate with other law enforcement agencies. So we monitor them through their accounts, and then they may be using other platforms, not only Facebook.
Yeah, just to add on to that, from the Interpol perspective, we see a number of platforms being, social media is one, but there's some others. And as was mentioned already, because this is a digital crime, these type of criminal activities have gone on for a long time, but they're just not using the infrastructure. Because it's a digital crime, because this internet is borderless when it comes to communication, it's vitally essential that law enforcement partners work together. And this is a model case, model example of how this information was brought forward in one of our working groups, and then therefore a cyber working group, cyber task force took place and was able to effectively share communication, share information, and work on the problem. Because one thing that needs to be made clear is there's no one single entity, no one single agency that can work on this. It has to be a very collaborative effort.
Okay, sir. Next question will go to Alfred Allison, People's Journal.
Morning, sir. To Director Sosa, sir, have you directly identified who among the suspects had the last communication with a young boy from UK before he killed himself? And how much money did he give to the syndicate?
Actually, I think the right person to answer that question is our colleagues from the Scotland.
Okay.
Our investigation is still ongoing. The work and the collaborative working that's happened out here is taking us a stage forward. Without the support of the individuals, you see here today, we wouldn't be at that stage of our investigation. So although there's intelligence to move us a step closer to identify the suspects involved in Tamil death, we still have to evidence it. So everything that's been recovered, we have to ascertain and examine for evidence. And once we have that evidence, we'll be in a position to say and identify those who are responsible.
Do you have any idea how much money did he pay to the syndicate? That boy?
He didn't pay any money.
He didn't
He
pay.
didn't pay any money. There was a demand for money, and the demand has continued, but no money was exchanged.
Will you file charges against the syndicate?
As I say, this is an ongoing investigation, and what happens now is we assess the evidence that's been obtained from searches. Then we have discussions with our Crown Office and Procurator Fiscal Service back in Scotland, as well as the Department of Justice over here, myself and others to have to file charges against any individual or any entity.
Thank you very much, sir.
Next question from Manny Tupas of Manila Shimbun.
To directors also, do we just have specific an idea how long these specific groups have been operating in the Philippines?
3 to 4 years.
Okay, we have room for a couple of follow-up questions. First from Marisol Abdulaman. I'm sorry, Edwin Sevilla pala. Then, yes, I know.
Sir,
A long question.
sir, there will be other places that will be
There will be other cases that can be unanimous stuff, but we are still in the process of evaluating this barangay if everybody is involved. Because in the course of investigation, it is the impression that we get.
So, probably even the barangay officials are involved.
Not know yet, we still have the board analysis.
Okay. Cecil?
Sir, I just want to know if I'm a neighbor, very generous of you. Sir, and my neighbor is committing this crime, how can I tell para so I can report it to the authorities?
Actually, you can see sa siguro lifestyle niya. If your neighbor, siyempre, this is very lucrative activity. Pag nakita mo maraming pera, nakapili ng mga agaran damit, yung lifestyle ng pamilya is medyo magarbo. So wala namang silang ibang way na to turn other incomes to mga ginala na siguro.
And lastly, sir, the DNC has issued a PRO on cybercrime. How will it affect our effort to get this kind of criminal activity?
Actually, the cybercrime prevention is already enforced. Nalit na po yung PRO.
So meaning,
We already charged the Bicol group with 10175 in relation to section 4C1, that is cyber sex.
Okay, from Marisol Abdulaman.
Definitely, sir, yung suspect ko sa 17-year-old case from the Philippines. Dito po sa atin.
Yung suspect,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Okay. Sir, it's really very alarming. Imagine all these gentlemen are here in our country for this major operation. Like, give us an idea, sir, kung gaano na po mag-worse ng sextortion dito sa atin.
Based kasi sa report na na-provide sa atin, na-share sa atin Interpol and other law enforcement agencies, we acted that immediately, kaya nga nagkaroon itong Operation Strike Back. Then kung yung talagang situation ng extortion, we are now trying to investigate it further para makita talaga natin kung gaano katalamak na itong extortion activities sa bansa natin.
Right, pardon me.
Can I just really emphasize one thing? I know you're concerned because this is being taken here in the Philippines. This is really just a coincidence. If you look at the data map that CEOP has, and I've seen this before I came here for my posting in Manila, there are hotspots of data covering Western Europe, Thailand, the Philippines, Indonesia. Wherever there's an internet connection, we have this problem. The fact that we are here today is subject of celebration, that this sort of cooperation at the highest level has led to a successful operation. And what is even more important is that because of the footprint that these people have left, our police force and police from Hong Kong and others will now go to each and every one of those indicators of crime. And I'm pretty certain that as a result of this investigation, as we've seen many others, that we will actually bring people to justice. People are simply exploiting opportunities that are available here. The Philippines is not unique, and it is not the center of global cybercrime. I want to reassure you on that point.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
We are still studying also the extent of this extortion of people. Pero since we're talking here about worldwide, global situation, like if you're going to answer it's the rank, like is the Philippines ranking number 1 now in terms of this extortion?
We do not complete statistics.
Okay, last question goes to Sam Walker from the staff side.
This is just to anybody who can answer it really. How many deaths have there been as part of this sex extortion? How many deaths that you know of worldwide? How many suspected deaths? You know?
We have some information about the last year, we have information on sex extortion violence, violence, video six suspects use to communicate with their, so just don't have the exact number of victims who self-harm, and victims who don't have suicide. Information.
So the only one is Daniel Perry that we know of.
I'm looking from the perspective of this.
So there's one more question. Do you know, so the Philippines is in the centre of this. Is there a central hub where this is happening? Is there one area where there's the most activity?
I think it's worldwide. The Philippines is not the hub for this. Like we said, the internet has no boundaries and it's happening all over the world. And we're here today because of the great work of the Philippine National Police and other partners putting this case together. But it's really all. We're here because it's an education center here, but it's not the hub.
Thank you. At this point, we ask for the indulgence of our friends in the media, the director of Interpol, Sanjay Virman, will make a small presentation. May we ask our chief of the Philippine National Police to come in concert to receive a simple token from Director Interpol, Sanjay Virman.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to sincerely thank and applaud the Philippine National Police for engaging in this outstanding investigation that resulted in a number of arrests and seizure of media that will undoubtedly result in more intelligence. So, on behalf of Interpol, I'd like to present the Chief with a small token of our appreciation.
Let's give him a warm round of applause. That ends our press briefing for today. I ask that members of the team to give way, allow our guests and VIPs to exit the venue.
Tumayo. Kinuha pa. Wala. Bakit ba tayo rin ba? Bak.